Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. I'm Professor Luis Victorero Moya. I'm recording this presentation for the Concepts of Physics 103 class that you will be taking this fall 2025. I want to use this as a way to introduce the class and show you guys the Blackboard shell that you're going to be using for the course, as well as where you can find the assignments, syllabus, discussions, announcements, and of course, how everything is going to be updated. Although you are going to notice that the Blackboard is very well filled already with material, slides, videos, where I go over the topics, I go over the concepts, and in some videos I do problem solving. Now, the course is more qualitative based in terms of the evaluation. So you're going to see that your exams are going to be mostly conceptual. I have taught this class before in one of the colleges. It's my first semester here, but I've taught physics for like 10 years now. And I'm also teaching astronomy. So those are fundamental introductory conceptual classes. So the idea is that you understand the topics, the concepts, and that you are introduced to some topics that you probably have studied in high school physics or even science, such as motion, Newton's laws, thermodynamics, thermal machines, fluids, pressure, density. So there are terms that you are going to feel more familiar with. There are some technical aspects that you need to learn, but again, the evaluation is going to be mostly qualitative. So my recommendation, and I'm going to show you in the overview of the Blackboard, it's a good idea that you go through the videos, you skim through them. For example, today, still summer, I was actually outside um, re-listening some of my recordings. So I would suggest you guys do the same. You can be on the gym, you can be in your car, and you can be listening to a lecture that maybe half an hour, 25 minutes, and it will help you because, as I said, it's mostly conceptual. So I do go over some of the a lot of the concepts besides solving problems, right? Now, if you're interested in the math part of the course, there are a lot of instances where I do problem solving, but the problems in the exams, the questions are going to be very simple, okay? Now, there are also labs, and each lab has a tutorial. Now, keep in mind that I'm using pre-recorded lectures and videos, so focus on the information that I go over when you are watching a recording, okay? Um, Announcements and emails and discussions are going to be there for you guys to use. Now, I will show you what you have to do in discussions because it's part of a grade, all right? So I'm gonna share my screen right now so we can go over the course. So here's where you're gonna find the video, okay? Make sure you read through here. Is a summary of the expectations and what the course is about. This is my email, by the way. Make sure you check Blackboard often. It's an online class, so that's what you need to do. You don't have a lecture. There are no online remote sessions. Although I will be doing office hours and they will be posted in announcements when I'm doing those. And then with the syllabus, so I'll go over to student view. That's what you're gonna see. So you're gonna start with here, and then announcements is where you can find information. These are previous announcements. I have to erase this from the summer. And information about myself is in contact info. So that's me there. And this is a link to my YouTube channel where you're gonna find the instructional videos. And then my email there again. In the syllabus, you're going to find copies of the syllabus in PDF and doc, the grading criteria, which is what probably you care the most, right? And then you have the tentative schedule, right? Now, for an online class, it's not that we're going to meet, but it's for you guys to know the due dates, right? There are due dates for the assignments. So let's start with the first assignment that you're going to have to do, which is a discussion. So if you guys go to assessments, start with assessments, you're going to find the tutorials there, the labs and the, well, the video tutorials basically, right? You cannot see the labs yet because I haven't made them available yet. But once they're available, you're going to see them popping up, all right? Now, these tutorials will take you to my YouTube and you're going to find a video explaining you how to do the lab. Okay, those are simulations that you're going to do. It's pretty good. It's there for you. There are 6 labs, and I dropped the lowest one. All right? Just keep in mind the due dates. Then you want to go to learning modules. That's where you're going to start with module 1. So module 1, you're going to start with introduction. You can go to the objective, learning notes, which are the PDF, the PowerPoint. You can do this. You can also use the book. I have some suggested reading. And the ungraded activities, these are ungraded. So there's not really homework per se, just the labs and the exams, but there's some suggestions, okay? But I would highly suggest you guys go into my video lectures. Right, in here I'm sometimes on campus going over different topics. Like, for example, here I'm going over dimensions. Right? Now, yeah, keep in mind these are pre-recorded classes, right? Remember that we started with all this back in 2020. So I have videos from last year or a few years ago, and I've been updating this. So that's why you're going to see that there are some videos where I'm in other venues or even here, going over different topics. All right. So you can activate the subtext, but at the end of the day, here, and I think it's pretty clear, right? You can see how I go over certain conversions. I show the slides. I have my own set of slides. So keep that in mind, please, when you are watching these video lectures, okay? But motion in textbook A is the same as motion in textbook B. So the concepts are the same. All right. And you have all the modules already. So you have access to them already. You finish module 1, you can go to module 2. Again, you have learning notes with the slides. And then you have the activities, which are ungraded. And then you can have some modules have more video lectures. Right? You have video lecture here for chapter 1, for chapter 2, and then about motion here, where again, I go over more examples, which you are gonna need for sample calculations, simple calculations, okay? So it's all there for you guys. You're gonna be learning all these topics, and again, I'm going to be doing office hours, so you guys can ask any questions that you may have. That's gonna be the announcements. Or even ask your instructor. You can send me questions here or by email. The textbook that you're gonna need, you go to the textbook information. You're gonna be using the physics of everyday phenomena. All right? But the slides and information are already in Blackboard, so you can always just opt to use that and see how you guys do. As I said, it's mostly conceptual. Now with the exams, they are also going to show, so let's go back. They're going to show in assessments. Okay, if I leave the student preview, I can show you what I see on my end. You can already see. So on my end, I have already the, oh, here it was. So let me see something. Go student preview. Aha, okay, so it's probably because it's not available yet. Discussions are here. So the way discussions work is you are going to be given a situation, a topic. You're gonna answer questions that I post in there, or there's gonna be a video where you have to answer questions based on the concepts that we're covering in the given module. For example, about motion, verifying Galileo on the moon. The self-introduction is pretty simple, right? And then you have things about energy, Kepler's laws. So, and there are due dates, okay? I have the due dates here. So, besides answering, you have to reply to at least 2 students, right? And the responses have to be appropriate to what you are talking, to the topic that you are discussing about. And I can, even myself can participate. Just to create a nice discussion environment, like if we were in class, all right? There will be 6. I already have 5 here available. But I don't think I have like, yeah, so you see it's available after August 27. Today is August 15. So that's why in a student preview, you cannot see it. I cannot see that. Okay. Other than that, I really think this is a nice way to go over the course. Okay. 60% of the grade comes from your exams. So please make sure you check Blackboard for the due date. I'm going to give you 100 minutes per exam. And the exams should not take you more than half an hour. Okay, so once you start, you have 100 minutes. You can go back to it, though, but the timer will, like if you use 20 minutes and you take a break, you only have 80 minutes left. Okay. Make sure you go over the material before you take the exams. And if you want to have a Zoom meeting, I normally do them on Saturdays. Sometimes on the evenings, depending on the week. At the beginning of the semester, I'm going to be more available because I also teach in a school. And at the beginning of the school is kind of relaxing, but it gets a bit busier as we go through. All right. But I'm always going to be checking Blackboard for any messages. So I really hope you have a nice time with this course, that you learn the most. And please have a nice fall semester. And start checking Blackboard on the first day of classes. Okay, so that's it for this video. Have a nice rest of your day. Take care.